All right, guys. So as you can see, welcome. This video today, what I'm planning to do and what I intend to do here is to show the world why Julius Maada bill is selectively targeting opposition members. So in Sierra Leone currently, we have a former minister, Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, who is being targeted by Julius Maada bill, seizing his properties. As you can see, on my screen here, this is a sign posted on the gate of Honorable Kemosise's house in Freetown, Office of the President, National Assets and Governments Property Commission. What is obviously clear to Sierra Leoneans and sympathizers of Sierra Leoneans, it is the fact that Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise has been a very vocal critic of the BO administration. During 2018, up until today, he has lent his voice to all of the issues that have been affecting Sierra Leone's democracy, because again, he's a statesman and he cares about the reputation of Sierra Leone. So that is what he has been doing. He's been standing up to safeguard and protect democracy. And because he's not silent, so he's being targeted by the BO administration. And of course, his own political party, the APC party, is doing nothing about this. And this is why it's very crucial. This is why it's very important. So what I want to do is to show you guys, some videos so you can see exactly what the problem is and why it has become a target. But before we do that, let me play this first video. It's in Creole. So if you were any part in the world and you don't understand what they're saying, it's just very basically just letting us know that they've posted the sign on the president's door. And of course, on Sise's door, his gate, basically, by the president of Sierra Leone, who is illegal, by the way, because I must qualify that statement. When I say illegal, he is illegal. In Sierra Leone, we don't have the elections results of June 24, 2023. That is a sacrosanct fact that I'm giving you guys. The results of the June 24th, 2023 elections is not available. Nobody can find it. If you can find it, come talk to me. But if you cannot find it, then there lies the answer as to why Julius Maada is targeting Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise singularly. Nobody else is being targeted right now in Sierra Leone. Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise is the only person being targeted because Julius Maada knows that he is a very vocal person. So that is what is actually happening. So let me share this video with you all. Let's watch this video together so you can see the beginning, and then I'll walk you through over the years some of the statements that Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise has made that has triggered Maada. But we'll see, we'll get there. But they're using commissions of inquiry to target this man. So without much ado, let me play this first video for you guys so you guys would see exactly what it is, and we'll take it from there.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The time now 4:31 within the honorable in Os, Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise. As I talk to now, let me just point the camera exactly so waiting paste now in gate. Government of Sierra Leone, Office of the President, National Asset and Government Property Commission, property of the government of Sierra Leone. Okay, that tells us say this morning a group of OSDs well armed can define us, can stomp us, make woodness, knock the gate stone, and can paste this tier now from the office of the president. Now president give the order for can paste this tier. For let the whole world know say then people they are still up to something, then they ignite something, then they try for create chaos in this country. We no want chaos, we want peace na salon. So now the write up this, let everybody see, let everybody understand. Thank you all as we share this one right across the world on social media and let it go viral. Let the whole world know. Yeah? Thank you all.
So that is the recent activity of Julius Maada. And it's nice for you all to see this. And by the way, that's Julius Maada over there in the far corner right there. That's the Julius Maada. He's no longer the president of Sierra Leone. He does not have the results to show that he actually won the elections. And nobody can show us the election results. What a travesty. And the world is watching this go by. So I want you to know that. Now, there's been commissions of inquiry over the years. And I have another video that I'm going to share with you when the SLPP came to power, in 2018. They have this man, and I'm sure some of you would remember who this man is. Let's see if you guys will remember. He is now, of course, no longer with the SLPP administration. He is now in the United Kingdom. Nobody knows what he is up to, but these are the people that looted the resources of Sierra Leone in 2018 to 2020, sometime 2023, before he was fired from the office of chief minister. Well, then it became the foreign minister. There was so much skirmish, but this is the guy that came with the GTT report. That was his whole idea. So let me share this with you guys so you can have an understanding of where this whole thing is coming from. Because the commissions of inquiry in Sierra Leone and what Julius Maada has been doing is to, surgically target opposition only. If you are a sympathizer of the SLPP, the commissions of inquiry is not for you. If you are a critic of the SLPP Julius Maada regime, then you become a target, and that's what he's doing. So if you look at all other former ministers in Sierra Leone, they're all free. They have their properties, no issues, and I'm going to call names here, the Richard Contes, the Kelfala Maraz, right? All of these people, because they've stayed quiet. They've not said anything against Julius Maada. So Honorable Kemosise has been a target because he's been very vocal and speaks up about the actual issues affecting, Sierra Leone's democracy. And Julius Maada is not excited about that. So he's using the Commission of Inquiry as a weapon against people like Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, a former minister. I don't have a problem with applying the law. Use the law, but let the law be equitable and just. That is the purpose of the law itself. If the law is not equitable and just, we have a problem. You cannot be selective with how you apply the law to a certain type of people or certain sets of people within a population. That is a recipe for genocide. That is a recipe for rebellion. That is a recipe for, for war. That is a recipe for destruction and damage to a whole society. And that is why people like myself are coming up here and speaking up about this. This is not about defending Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, but let me see if you guys remember this guy when he came with the GTT report. But I'm just going to show you this first so you can see him dancing, having a good time. Let's see if you remember him. All right. I'm going to stop you there because, with these YouTube things, I don't know why they keep pestering people about copyright. So I don't want to have copyrights. But this is the situation that we're having. And this is the man that came with the GTT report. And if you guys remember, I'm going to show you a snippet of the GTT report. Government transition, team. They came together with this report. Listen to this so you can have an idea. And I'm coming to Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, but I want to show you guys why and how he's being targeted, so you have a breakdown, a history of how events have been occurring in the country. Because I want to point out these things for the international partners that are sitting by and watching Sierra Leone decline. The only thing they are waiting for is to probably bring us, some food aid again when the country erupts. Now that they have an opportunity to fix these things, intercept these nonsense that is actually happening, stop this foolishness. When as part of the tripartite, recommendations that were signed, recently, they had to drop political cases. That was part of the deal. And Honorable Kemosise's case is a political case. It is very clear. Because that was the sacrifice, I guess, that the APC made to hand over the elections to Julius Maada, even though Dr. Samura Kamara says he believes in what he believes. He knows something, and we should keep holding on because we should believe in his conviction that he's going to be handed over power. At some point, Maada is going to step aside and give him his presidency because he won the elections. Dr. Samura Kamara won the elections. It's very pretty clear. But of course, he has 71% of the RRF, the results reconciliation forms that proves that he had 57.15% of the vote at the time of the elections. But again, that's a conversation I can have another day. But I want to show you guys, this is the GTT report that David Francis was reading to Julius Maada. I want you guys to listen to this.
Let me turn to the findings of the report. We found that at the time of assuming office as president on the 4th of April 2018, Sierra Leone was in a state of near financial bankruptcy and facing the worst economic crisis since independence in 1961. We have produced the evidence in this report to support this claim. Your Excellency, we found that at the time you assumed office, The international reputation and credibility of Sierra Leone was battered and at its lowest ebb because of the rampant corruption, gross mismanagement, and leadership failure of the former APC government, making Sierra Leone the most corrupt country in the world and one of the poorest. Also, Your Excellency, we found a shocking level of complete disregard and disrespect by the former APC government for law and order, democratic accountability, and constitutional order. We found, Your Excellency, that the leadership of the former APC government behaved as if they were above the law and appropriated the state and its natural resources as their own private property. They signed contracts with mining companies and approved by the APC-dominated parliaments in which mining companies were permitted not to pay any taxes to the country in return for bribes.
All right. So not to belabor the point on that, but I just want you guys to know that was the GTT report that the SLPP put together. And there is a journalist in Sierra Leone who actually described that GTT report for what it is. So I'm laying the case for you guys because I want you all to know why Honorable Ibrahim Kemosi Say is being a target of the Julius Maada corrupt regime. Because when I say corruption, there has been no government in the history of our lifetime that is more corrupt than this illegal Julius Maada regime. This president that has been caught double dipping, potential money laundering, forging receipts when they travel internationally. And they fired the Auditor General because she was going to bring out these, and the assistant to the Auditor General, Mr. Tamba Momo. I hope I got the first name right, but something Momo. Targeted them. That was the only institution left in Sierra Leone that had some moral clarity because the parliament is gone. Parliaments have sold out. We don't have opposition because you might be asking, depending on where you're from, you might be asking, well, what is happening with the parliament, the opposition at least? They are not there. They are dead. They are just as useless as the SLPP administration itself that is currently illegally occupying power in Sierra Leone. But this journalist laid out the GTT report. His name is Thomas Dixon. This was a video that probably he himself does not even remember that he did, but hopefully he remembers. But he talked about the GTT report and how it was so tribalistic in nature, how it was so targeted against the opposition that it was ridiculous. Let's listen to this together.
It is very sad that he's naming people like the chief minister, somebody who did a GTT report that was maligned with tribal ranting, regional people's names and their tribe were put in that report. That was very pejorative, that particular report. And then you said you are peace expert. It is as a result of names and regions that people were killed in Rwanda. And as a peace expert, this man should know that in a public document, you don't begin to put people's names and their tribes and their regions. And this man told us that he was lecturing at Bradford University, Peace and Conflict. And this same man was captured in a video telling people that there will be an agriculture a project from government to plant trees. And only SLP will send this, we are coming to the party office to gather names of women that will be planting the trees. That is nepotism. It is nepotism at the highest level. And then you are saying this man is a peace expert? It is this man who at the Bintumani 3 said that the Bintumani 3 is not a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Yes, it is not a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, but it's a Truth and Reconciliation Forum. You cannot stop peace without speaking the truth. That was why when Basita Michael spoke out, truthfully and honestly and sincerely, the likes of Chief Minister and his boys were all over the place condemning the woman. I know by the time I leave the studio, there will be Chief Minister and his boys, the boys of the government condemning me. I'm used to that. I'm thick-skinned. I was condemned by the last system.
You're a journalist.
Yes, I'm used to that. So it is terrible. So you cannot call this man a peace. He's a peace and conflict expert by name and by degree, and not by action. And the reason for education is for you to put it in action and change society. And he talked about the essence of the Bintumani. Indeed.
All right. I don't want to go deep into all of that, but I just want you all to know that at least there are Sierra Leoneans that have been speaking up about this. So the targeting of Honorable Kemosise, I want you guys to understand that it is because he has been very vocal. And this was the first time that he was arrested. Let me show you guys this. Do you remember this? So this was the first time that he was arrested by the SLPP regime. And as you can see, yes, Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise had a stroke. So his left side is a bit paralyzed. But that doesn't mean his sense is fried. And just because if he has, that impediment has not stopped him from speaking up about what is actually happening. Yes, he was a former minister, but none of the other former ministers are speaking up about the decline of democracy in Sierra Leone. And Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise has stood out. So that is why you see the poster, that was posted on his gate to say your house is going to be seized. And I can guarantee you, I don't think Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise is worried about that house. But the video that you just saw, it would be nice for you guys to see, this letter, because this was how they invited Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise to, CID the first time in 2022. I want you to see this. Watch this. Let's read this letter together. This is from the CID. Invitation for former Honorable Alhaji Ibrahim Kemosise of the All People's Congress Party in respect of an alleged case of cyber stalking and cyber bullying on CID. This is what the police put out at the time to invite Honorable Kemosise to the police station. They said for cyber bullying, cyber stalking. In a democracy where you have rights to free speech, it is protected because he's speaking up against the president. And there's this video that you should see as to why they actually sent this letter to him as well, because it's very important for us to paint a perspective so you guys can understand exactly what it is. This was a video that was played, that was back, in 2022 before he was invited. And this was the video that, caused the CID, Julius Maada, to target Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise. So let's watch this together so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Listen.
You don't see inside politics.
Somebody fed.
You want kill.
For big councillor.
You don't get him. We know what happened. We know what happened. They make a minister. My God.
Bossy, you know what he wants.
Bossy, you know what he wants.
You know what they get.
You don't know what they get.
We get something.
We get something.
You don't know what for you.
You don't go know who side benefit today for you.
So for me,
for him,
in target.
Not to this
not to parliament.
Not to parliament.
Not to minister.
Not to minister.
Not to council.
Not to council.
Not the president of this country.
Now the end when the president now one.
Now one.
What do they tell you now?
Swear to Almighty Allah. What are talking 100% true.
It's the swear to Allah.
Marabio.
Native man.
Marabio na criminal.
Marabio na criminal.
Marabio na cookies.
Marabio na cookies. You know they play.
Marabio don't commit school.
Marabio don't commit school.
Marabio they say 50 million.
Then Marabio they say 80 million.
Marabio na killer.
Na killer. They don't kill na Kenny. 91. Poloko ya. Prison. Prison. Na killer. Therefore, Alhaji Ibrahim Kemosise. You know Antif man. You know Amodra. You know Cookies. You know Pray for Amo. Wallahi, you would have done. You know what thing ever happen? This election when they come. Either he lost the election or we win.
All right. So guys, that's the video there. That's one of the videos that infuriated Julius Maada and his thugs. This illegal government. And that is how we are here today. When you've seen the recent video
good afternoon.
The president's office seizing the house of Ibrahim Kemosise. I'm going to show you that video one more time. But let me show you guys this. Let me read this for you. This is from Kokorioko. Mr. forgotten his name. I'll remember. Let me see, editor's name here. Kapskanu. This was, it put a report together, a publication together where it talked about all the different reports that have come out over the years, the commissions of inquiries that have been, put over the years. And like I said again, I don't have a problem with, them seizing their houses. When everybody comes to power, APC comes to power, seize the house of the SLPP, all the houses that they've built since 2018. We've seen these houses. And I can even show you some of these houses that will be seized when APC comes to power. This is a mansion. I don't know who it is. I don't know who owns this mansion, but I know this mansion was built after 2018 by an SLPP person. This is one of many mansions across Sierra Leone that will be seized. So I don't think I have a problem with the seizure of houses, because this kind of mansion, we can turn this into a nice hotel or a nice hospital, for the community. Or we can, there's many things we can do with this, right? But we know about these kinds of homes in Sierra Leone. It's a lot of them that has been built by the Maada regime. So that is not an issue. We don't have a problem with the seizure of the houses, but all I'm saying is let justice be equitable across the board. When the Julius Maada government came to power, they were SLPP permanent secretaries, the vote controllers. In the they were working with the APC government of former President Anesbai Koroma. These were the permanent secretaries. They hold the key to all of these ministries, every spending that goes through in these ministries. But because they were Mendes and they were from the southeast, they were not prosecuted. They were not even investigated. But they selected only the opposition, because Maada wanted to quiet down the opposition. And people like Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise said, no, I'm not going to allow you guys to quiet me down. I am not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to fall for it. And that is what we see today. And that is why they're going after him with surgical precision. And that is why you see the video, being posted on his gate. And which is why I'm doing this live, because I want the world to know. I know we have a responsibility. And I know when I speak, the world listens. And I want to give them these scenarios because, again, what I care about is about the security and stability of my country. That's what really matters at the end of the day. We want a Sierra Leone where we can have a tourism sector that works for everybody. We want people to be able to come to Sierra Leone freely, knowing that this country practices proper democracy. The citizens of that country are living a dignified life, not targeting opposition, which creates a lot of instability and the semblance of chaos and confusion in the country. That is not what we're looking for. So when I saw this video, I gave these guys an ultimatum. I told them I'm going to give them 48 hours to know how that matter has been resolved. I haven't heard anything. Maybe they've taken down this poster from Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise's gate. Maybe it's being enforced. I don't know. But I have a moral responsibility like everything I've been doing. I'm only speaking again because it's Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise. I don't care whatever happens again to any other opposition figure in that country, because for 5 years, you all that have been following us, myself, Cashbox, Comrade Koita, People's Power, at some point, right, you've known what we stood for. We stood by the APC party. We exposed everything that was happening. We called on the parliament. At the time, a lot of these useless idiots that are on social media, forgive me for using those strong language, but sometimes I have to, that are on social media, because some of them are good. They've apologized, they recognize, they are brothers, they are sisters. We can understand, right? It's not a big deal. People make mistakes. We have a responsibility to accept them, and that is the whole essence of why we're doing what we're doing. We're on social media talking about these issues so we can wake up the minds and spirits and souls of others to see what we're talking about, because it's all about being nationalistic and patriotic. There's a WhatsApp forum that we have. We called it Section 13B. Because the 1991 Constitution of Sierra Leone makes it very clear that Section 13B says every citizen shall cultivate a sense of nationalism and patriotism, so that your loyalty should lie to the state and not to your ethnicity, your region, your political party, your godfathers, none of that stuff. To the country, which is what I've been doing. But of course, you're going to have fools, tribalist partisans that all they think about is their political party. All they think about is their godfathers. All they think about is the people that give them the crumbs from whatever is left on the table. They feed on those crumbs and they think they've made it. They believe they've made it in life. And that is why we have a responsibility to keep talking about this. So I'm not worried about Honorable Kamosi's house. I'm sure he's going to find another place to sleep. I'm sure he has friends and family that would give him a bedroom somewhere where he would say, come and lay your head here for a moment. But the fact is, in Sierra Leone, if you say you want to apply the law equitably and across the board. I played some videos of David Francis, the former chief minister and former foreign affairs minister. Now he's in the United Kingdom. He's in the United Kingdom. After he has looted, stolen so much from the people, Francis Benkaifala could not even investigate him. Let me show you guys this. This was what some of the chiefs from Kenema said when Francis Benkaifala said he was going to open up an investigation into chief minister. You all remember the $1.5 million from Saliu that the journalist reported? That the journalist was harassed and all of that? This was what the chiefs in Kenema came together and told Francis Benkaifala, who is the ACC commissioner, of course, another useless organization in Sierra Leone institution, the ACC, anti-corruption commissioner, right? This is what they said. This was the letter that they sent out. This was what the letter was like. In the matter of investigations of the allegedly laundered 1.5 million between the ACC and Chief Minister, Professor Francis, the people of Kenema not only directly and physically threatened the ACC, but they also actually wrote a protest letter to the ACC warning them that they will not allow them, the ACC, to molest their own Pekin. That means their own child. And that was the end of the matter. The moment this came out, that was the end of the matter. So this is it right here. The clear tribal battle lines now drawn from the warnings of the chiefs of Kenema to the BO government to protect their own child. And the social activities also to defend their own Pekin, which is their child. Pekin in Creole means child. Have the hallmarks of the humble beginnings of what might make the carnage in Rwanda look like a practice match to the United Nations, and every effort must be made to diffuse that. This was way back in 2019-ish, 2020, all of that, right? But the chief minister was caught in a $1.5 million bribe. No investigation. That's how it ended. This current chief minister, this Bobo, David Shenge, he gave his father $4 million, a contract in the educational sector when he was Minister of Education. No investigation, nothing. The rice that were disappearing, 40,000, whatever amount of rice, bags of rice that were disappearing, that was giving to the kids of Sierra Leone. No investigations, at least no reprisals. Nobody paid any price for it. Marabio stealing the timber, over $250 million, more than that. That was reported by the Auditor General. Sale of timber in Sierra Leone, where Babadi Kamara, who is currently the SLFA president, that's a conversation for another day too. These guys, between himself and Marabio, amassed over $600 million that he's now using to clean up his name, acting as SLFA president. They're now laundering the money, building stadium in Bo. This is what is happening in Sierra Leone. So the justice is very selective, only to some and not to all. And that is the problem we have. And that is why people like myself have a moral responsibility to stand up and say, and speak up against these kinds of issues. And now, let me share this with you guys, because it's very important. When I say Honorable Kemosi has gone way back there, to be calling out the BO regime, this was an audio that he did in 2021. Let me share this with you. Let's listen to this together, okay? So you guys can see exactly what it is. Listen to this.
I bring you all greetings in the name of peace. Assalamu alaikum. My name na Alhaji Honorable Ibrahim Kemosi. The reason why I make this voice note today now for make a comment on the topical issue of proportional representation in the forthcoming election 2023. Please will not allow me small time during these very turbulent times in the Saloon population, within Saloon as well as outside Saloon, because anything happening in this country, they affect all my own Salonian inside and outside Sierra Leone. So please, when I give me small time. The reason why they ask for talk on this particular issue is because I feel compelled, as one man who don't contest election, under proportional representation as well as constituency elections. So I'm obliged for share my experience and give my opinion. I know you can't talk about advantage or disadvantage. I think say the question was very clear. First of all, let attempt for tell now what you may understand by PR system. PR system na a system whereby they determine members of parliament na Sierra Leone by proportions, by quota. How much percentage vote for this particular party? That party they now determine how much MP they put for that party for going to parliament for them. Now, let me talk about what the constitution say about elections of members of parliament. In our country, Sierra Leone, the provision for elect members of parliament now section 38(1) of the constitution. What tell you say members of parliament shall be elected by constituency ways 1 MP per constituency. That's what the constitution say. And guess what? In law making, they get what they call the intendment of the lawmaker. That means they might make the law. What do they think about? What do they intend for achieve? Me believe say they choose constituency elections for underscore, underpin, determine strongly separation of powers in terms of democracy. We now know say we get the parliament, the executive, and legislation. Then they want let people and choose their own MP, so that MP will respond to the one who choose them. Let the president take care of the executive. Let the chief justice take care of judges and magistrates them. Now that make them put that particular section 38(1) say now people them for votes for one man now one constituency so that they all vote for you. Let the answer to. That said, now again, person go ask me say, but why 38A? 38A come only as an amendment because of unfavorable conditions. For example, in 1996, when Julius Maada was a state of states after the pulled Strasser, they will get election and say election before peace or peace before elections. People then say elections. So let me get constituencies. Let me get time for consider constituencies. What did they do in favor of the PR standard? Because the constitution say constituencies, but then because of the problems, the wars, the courts and the this, the that, then they say I mean they'll go on PR system. Let me tell them we get the whole country now be one constituency. We then voting elected His Excellency Dr. Ahmad Jankaba of blessed memory. When he come back as president, still, trouble like country. So inside they need to go there, so no go area, so they cut you and they say now we get and they vote for. Then they say, okay, what will happen? Before coming cut people and I so kill people and answer so never like cyber campaign, so now they for campaign, then they realize they have no trouble. Lord be PR again, but this time now, since peace don't begin peace don't quite small, let me come my district block. So they get PR again. So you see this in when they do PR, they don't unblock system again. Then vote. When they vote, Pakaba win for a second time. Okay now. Then Pakaba now conduct constituency elections who president and Esbai Kuroma win the elections. So we experience both parts of it. And guess what? I subscribed to the constituency elections. It was very nice. It was very democratic and it very much creates opportunity for separation of powers. But again, like I tell you now, I'm not going to country without the advantage. I can't tell you now. Legally, we get right for do. Putting for do. Legally, this country for always conduct elections by constituencies. Now, currently, I see what the ECSL person tweets for PR system, but I'm in comment because Twitter, national media platform, we want to official conduit information for Salon government. So I wait for making press statement. I make a comment now. But tell and say he is absolutely not conforming with the constitution. You go only this year so when only the environment not conducive for you, meaning you know get constituencies or the date don't come, you get determined constituencies. Now, in by 38A, they say for do PR if they don't appoint a date for elections and there are no constituencies. But guess what? The question is, are there constituencies in the country? Yes, there are constituencies as we speak. Number two, are they accurate? I cannot say 100% accurate, but they are far much better than even the sense we don't do so.
So these are the issues. These are the times that Honorable Kamosi said don't take in time for engage in the Sierra Leone discussions, right? And this is why it pisses off Julius Maada because nobody else in the APC party especially talking about former ministers. All of these people now that are vying for presidency in 2028, all want to be president, but nobody has really taken it upon themselves to challenge the BO regime. Show me a video of Kelfala Mara talking about the PR system and how it's bad for Sierra Leone. Show me a video. Richard Conte, maybe he might be on somewhere, because I give him a little bit of credit sometimes for some of the issues and how he has, spoken. Of course, except for the fact that looking at 2028 elections, contesting for presidency when they won an elections and they said that we won the elections, but we're going to move on because they said Samura Kamara had a meeting with Marabio, the most stupid thing I can ever think of. When every citizen in Sierra Leone has a responsibility to protect democracy. If Dr. Samura Kamara destroyed your democracy, why don't you as an individual, as a person, say, I am not going to accept this, I'm going to stand for it. That what happened in Sierra Leone, for us to have an elections where the results is nowhere to be found, I am not going to stand for it as a citizen. Why don't you take that position? If you think Dr. Samar Kamara is a very weak man, let's say he's weak, why don't you be the strong man? As a citizen, you have a responsibility as well. We all have a responsibility to say, no, this is not right. Don't wait for people to take actions on your behalf while you're hiding in the corner, making comments and talking about all kinds of nonsense about the fact that he is weak. If he is weak, he is weak. Okay, we agree he's weak. What are you doing? You, the strong man, why don't you go and make sure you protect and defend that democracy? You'll see the people will support you. They stand behind you. It doesn't matter if you contested the elections or not. You have remedies to be able to make sure that governments listen to you as a citizen. As a private citizen, you have a responsibility too. So save us the bull crap, all right? But this is the situation. And this is what Honorable Ibrahim Kemosisi has been over the years, speaking up on these issues, which is why he became a target. This is why the SLPP targeted him. And there are lots of other videos that he did, comments and statements that he made over the past years. Since the rigging of the elections, he has been very vocal about it. But amongst all of that, it's because he's being targeted today. His house is being seized today because he has proven time and time again that he's going to speak up. Nobody's going to silence him. Nobody's going to keep him quiet. He's going to speak up on the issues as he seems fit, because he knows his country is going down a path of destruction. We're going down a path of mayhem and confusion. The beautiful thing for Sierra Leone is we cannot make any excuses, because we've actually seen what it's like to have a rebellion, to have a rebel war, where people lost their lives foolishly. Julius Maada came in 1992. They said because it was taking a long time for the government to help them finish the war. Corruption, oppression, suppression. They overthrew the government of Joseph Saidu Momo. The people supported them. So Julius Maada is not special. The same thing happened. Johnny Paul Koroma, the people could not see beyond at the time that they were doing the right thing, because the Tijan Kaba government at the time was misbehaving. They were misbehaving. Killing soldiers, targeting soldiers. And the soldiers stood up for themselves. But I'm pointing all of these things out to you guys because I want you to understand that history is going to judge us all one day. The level of hypocrisy that we have in Sierra Leone is too much. You put in your tribe over the country. You put in your region over the country. You put in your political party over the country. That is why people like myself, it's hard for people to fight me. Because you cannot tell me I'm APC or I'm SLPP. No matter what you say, yes, I was born in APC. I enjoy the fruits of APC. I lived in the APC. The name Fauna is synonymous to APC. I don't even need a membership card to be a member of the APC. I understand all of that. But at the same time, that has not blinded my conscience. No, I'm a human being. I'm rational. Just because I'm blessed, I'm in the United States of America where opportunities are accorded to me, does not mean I would forget about my people that are living in Crew Bay. And those are some of the things we should be talking about. How we improve the lives of those people. We should not be targeting each other in a country to cause a destabilization, instability. That's not what we should be focused on. We should be focused on solving the needs and problems of the people. So earlier I told you about the various commissions of inquiry reports that have come out over the years, put together by Mr. Capscano of Cocorico. This publication was on in 2020. When he put all of these 3 commissions of inquiry together. Let's read through these real quick. All right. Let me see here. Let me try to get this a little bigger on the screen here. Okay. So the full reports of the various commissions of inquiry and excerpts from the white paper. So he listed, three of the commissions of inquiry here. The first one, as you can see here, is the Justice Bankole Thompson, full report. This, was the Tijan Kaba, and then Justice Atuguba, full report was another, inquiry. This one right here, and then of course Justice Biobel was the Maada Bill 2018, Commission of Inquiry that came out in 2020. So it said, it kind of like summarized each of those reports. Justice Bankole Thompson Commission of Inquiry, white paper on the report of the Honorable Dr. Justice Bankole Thompson Commission of Inquiry to inter alia examine the assets and other related matters in respect of persons who were president, vice president, ministers, minister of state, and deputy ministers, and heads of chairmen of boards of parastatals, departments, and agencies within the period from November 2007 to April 2018. All right, so that was put together. Who was in power in 2007? All right, so you know that. The SLPP New Direction government is in its commitment and desire to eradicate corruption, mismanagement, and indiscipline in the affairs of government, as well as the recovery of all state assets and properties acquired through unexplained wealth and unjust enrichment by Constitutional Instrument number 65 of 2018, published in the supplement of the Sierra Leone Gazette. So all of this, right? And we go down to examination of assets and named persons of interest, all of these, and it's by Chroma, all of this stuff. So it kind of broke down these reports. So if you want to really, see this and read through, this would be what you need. This publication right here is a very brilliant, publication put together. So this is wonderful. But like I said again, let me just go back to the top of this so you guys can see the full reports of the various commissions of inquiry and excerpts from the white paper. I'm using this because I want you guys to see that what the Maada Bill regime has been doing with these commissions of inquiry, especially the 2020 and the GTT report, is basically to use it as a tool and as a weapon to silence the opposition. And that is why you have people like the Kelfala Maraz, the Richard Contes, all of these former past ministers, cannot, speak up, really speak up. Because the fact is, if Honorable Kamosise comes out today, I guarantee you, and says, let's move on to 2028, the 2023 elections is over, I promise you, that's the end of all of these attacks that he's been receiving against the SLPP, junta government at this particular point in time, because they're a junta government. They're not legally occupying office through the votes of the people or through, the mandates of the people. They lack legitimacy, authority, and power from the people. That is in Section 5, because that's how democracy is, defined in a way, power of the people, for and by the people, right? So that is democracy in itself. And in our constitution, Section 5, subsection 2 of the 1991 Constitution makes it very clear that through this constitution, sovereignty belongs to the people, and the government derives its legitimacy, its authority, and its power from the people. So that is a fact, and that is what we all know. And at this point, when you have an elections where the result, if you can show me the result, fine, show me your result, but there's no result. So until you want to talk, go bring the results of the June 24th, 2023 elections, then we can have a conversation. And this is why I'm pissed off at Dr. Sumar Kamara, because at this time, it should be taking interviews internationally, calling out people like the CNNs, calling the Voice of America's, Al Jazeera's. It should be taking town hall meetings across the country, if he really believes in what he believes in. But it is what it is. But people like myself and Sierra Leoneans know we cannot give up on the June 24th, 2023 elections because we don't feel like Dr. Sumar Kamara is doing enough. That is not enough reason for us to give up on that. We have to stand up and say no, because again, we have individual responsibility in that country as a citizen. You are just as responsible for the destruction and demise of Sierra Leone as anyone else if you allow it to happen. You should not allow our name, our good reputation to be burnt. Julius Maada keeps traveling across the world, telling people that he is rebranding the image of Sierra Leone. But at the end of the day, look at Sierra Leone. We have the biggest drug lord dating the president's daughter in Sierra Leone. And I heard from a social media guy, the Chilla, I heard him saying that Glimmer, I think it's Glenn newspaper. They, I think I tweeted that they've been arrested in their office because they posted Let me see. I tweeted about that because they posted that there's a warehouse where Boleos is actually working. Okay. Let me share this with you guys. This is my Twitter page here. But this is the publication. Yosliticus operates large cocaine, processing facility near York Village. So they've arrested these guys. The Gleaner, newspaper editors and stuff like that. They've been arrested because the Yosliticus thing is a no-go. So again, if Honorable Kamosi say comes out and speaks up and says, let's move on to 2028, I promise you, the video that you see where they are posting the signs on his gate and saying they're going to seize his house, that video will be a thing of the past. It would not happen. And I'm talking about this video just in case you're just joining me. This is the video I'm talking about.
The time now 4:31 within the Honorable in Os, Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise. As I talk to now, let me just point the camera exactly so waiting paste now in gate. Government of Sierra Leone, Office of the President, National Asset and Government Property Commission, property of the government of Sierra Leone. Okay, that tells us say this morning, a group of OSDM, well armed, can deploying us, can stomp us, make woodness, knock the gate stone, and can paste this tier now say now from the office of the president. Now president give the order for can paste this tier. For the whole world know say then people are they are still up to something, then they ignite something, then they try for create chaos now this country. We no want chaos, we want peace now salon. So now the write up this, let everybody see, let everybody understand. Thank you all as we share this one right across the world on social media and let go viral. Let the whole world know. Yeah, thank you all.
So that is it right there, guys. That is the only reason. This is the only reason why they are going after Honorable Kemosise. Why are they not going after,
just before we get into the
Cherikoko, the former, head of parliament? Why are they not going after them? Why are they not going after Abdul Kagbo? Why are they not going after all? Because all of these people are on the sides of the government. Cherikoko aided and abetted in the stealing of the June 24th, 2023 elections. When he had opportunities at ECOWAS parliament to lay the case for Sierra Leone, it chose not to. At the time when they are looking for Cherikoko, it was not there. These guys are all coasting through in Sierra Leone with peace. No arrests, no harassment. But one person. Why? Because this one person is the vocal person. Listen to this.
Potency of the community parliament itself and whether or not it's fit for purpose at this moment. I'm aware, and majority of Sierra Leoneans are aware that the head of Sierra Leone's delegation to the ECOWAS parliament is the parliamentary leader of the opposition, APC, Cheno Ramadan Majuba. So what happened that the report was presented by Honorable Veronica Kadisise in that parliament?
I don't know the background situation of that, but I was in Abuja on Friday and he left on Friday. And Saturday, this report was presented.
No, I come to Senator Snow. Senator Snow said there are 5 members of the delegation. 2 members are not at the opposition. Why are they not here? That question should go to those who are not here, not us. Okay? Those are not questions for us. We are here. Now, but for your information, I want to tell you that our leader of delegation, Honorable Ba, is presently in Sierra Leone. He had an emergency activity to attend to, and he went. So what can we answer? And he's part of that. Honorable Man Spain was here, he went out. So I cannot tell you why he went out. But let me tell you this. It is their responsibility as members of the opposition to stay here and listen to the reports and maybe give their comments if they disagree with anything that is raised here. So here, the question should go to them, not to us. Senator Snow.
First off, just generally, with what was presented and the fact that the head of that delegation comes from your party, but left early, well, I don't know what happened. Abdul was there. He didn't know either what really transpired. He left on a Friday and the report was presented on a Saturday. What does that speak to in terms of the state of Sierra Leone itself?
Mr. Wise, to be honest with you, it will be unfair if I make any comments about that, because I would have thought that Mr. Fatoma would have been in a position to be able to give us the specifics of what happened. Notwithstanding, I don't know what really operated at the point in time which necessitated the leader to have left, you know. But under normal circumstances, you know, I believe that whoever presented the report should have been able to give details of the report, you know. But I don't know, maybe there is more to go in that footage. But so far, it's like she just gave some kind of brief.
All right, I'll leave that. But this is the point we're making to you guys. All of these people are in Sierra Leone. None of these guys that built their houses did not use corrupt money to build their houses. Don't tell me they're lawyers and this and that. It's corruption. The whole system is nasty and corrupted. Check them. None of them have properties that was built from their sweat. No. Former ministers or parliamentarians. No. Corruption. Selling their people out. David Francis, chief minister, former chief minister, dancing. Do you guys remember this video? Let me see how much you guys remember. And this is the government who's going after Honorable Kemosise. Listen to this.
This is a new direction, new generation, new government, new government. Maada Bio, they talk about delivery. So we got to make sure we start with this road here for 2 and 4. And we get to work with people that wouldn't get interest for transform Lagos. For the first time when we do road, please make sure if they give 100 million loans, if it's possible, use 99% of that for the road. Many people then say you don't do the road. That 1% you put on a pocket, not a bad thing. And I save in time.
You hear that? I don't know if you guys hear that. Listen.
You don't do the road. That 1% you put on a pocket, not a bad thing.
And these are the people that are going and attacking Honorable Kemosise. This was the former chief minister, David Francis, who is probably lecturing in some university in the United Kingdom. I don't know if these universities even do their due diligence anymore. Or maybe you just don't have the facts. Because you have a stupid and useless opposition. Because if I was part of the opposition, really, I should be writing a letter from the letterhead of the political party, the opposition's political party, to the United Kingdom's government, first of all, to say this man should not be allowed to work under no circumstances, and these are the reasons, these are the reasons, these are the reasons. But he's in the United Kingdom. After he's telling people to take 1% at least from that money, put in a pocket, put it in your pocket. If they give you money for projects, use and even there's a caveat. It's a if possible. Use 99. It's not even saying, at least if you had said use 99%, then if you put 1% in your pocket, maybe that's okay. But it said maybe if it is possible. That means if they give you $100 million to complete a project, if it is possible, use 99%. If it is possible, like you're making room for, if the person wants to use only 50% and then the rest of the 50% goes into the pocket, then that's what it is. These are the people that are now chasing Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, going to seize his house, when they've built houses upon houses upon houses upon houses, you know, in Sierra Leone, and of course over the years, and you know, since 2018, and of course all of those houses are going to be seized. They're going to be seized. Again, I've shown you guys the report by, you know, OCCRP with the illegal first lady Fatima Bio, because she's currently illegal. She was First Lady 2018 to 2023, giving, I mean, we all know the circumstances of those elections where, you know, and all of that, but, you know, giving, you know, we say, okay, but 2023 to today, she's illegal. OCCRP, you know, did this Organized Crime and Corruption Reports project. They go across the world and check. They found all these houses that Fatima Bio, you remember when the Africanist press was, you know, publication after publication talking about, Fatima Bio's thievery, how money was being allocated to her when even the Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs were not having that much money. But Fatima Bio was receiving that much money to the office of the First Lady from the Consolidated Fund illegally, which it should not happen, right? So we see all of that. But this is the report from the OCCRP. And they kind of saw, timeline for timeline, how much, houses, Fatima Bio bought in Gambia. This is the report right here. Let me take you back to the top. After Sierra Leone's president took office, his wife and the family went real estate shopping. Yeah, real estate shopping. And we know there's more. We know there's more. But this is what we're dealing with. These are all the houses that she bought. They put it together. They put them together. Fatima Bio brothers have also purchased Gambian properties, bringing the relatives' spending to a total of at least 2.1 million on at least 10 real estate transactions carried out between 2020 and 2024. 10 real estate transactions. And yet these guys are going after Honorable Kabosi say one house. One house. Just Fatima Bio in Gambia alone has 10. We're not talking about Sierra Leone, how many houses she has in there. So when the time comes, we're going to seize all of these houses for sure. That's not a big deal. Look at this other one. Look at this other one. Remember this? Fatima Bio posted something in your life. Let's see if I can enlarge this. In your life, my infinite dreams live. The best and most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or even heard, but must be felt with the heart. I think this is some love letter. You remember when they went to Lebanon? You remember during COVID? When Maada and Fatima Bio went to Lebanon? This was a love note that she posted. So we were asking, the government needs to clarify to the people of Salone what President Bio and his wife took $1 million cash to Lebanon for. Who is investigating this man? Huh? Who is investigating? Huh? Who's investigating them? Who's investigating them? This is what we're saying. This is what we're talking about. It's a shame. It's a shame. Do you remember this video? Let me see if you guys remember this video. Whilst the video is queuing up here. When the African Express.
I've always been a crazy girl. I've always liked attention. Even when I'm in school, I always volunteer to do debates and anything to do with talking. I like it. So I think I express myself more when I talk than when you give me pen and paper to write stuff.
Listen to this.
The only first lady, we know they get budget for where visitor come visit me, man. What will make a special food for them? When we get a guest, there is a budget where they give every first lady. That budget they you for use them for them thing and day. Every first lady they get budget for in case of emergencies like this coronavirus. I know they get money. They know they give me money. And I know they ask for money. So for every little thing where you see they do, for all these charities the way you see they give out, for all the gifts the way you see they give out, if I no go take an me back, I sacrifice, I go give. Then I go for call 1 or 2 friends them and ask them, say, una help me, I want to do this, make law let I go able do one.
All right, listen.
Now, would you feel say go pay the bill? When you want to let the world know who you are, when you want to let the world know what your country stand for, when you want to let the world know, say yes, you young government and the country where you dey under, the president where you dey under, that president he believe in gender equality. You have to do something for make the world know. So yes, I use that money towards that because all them people and the way they for come in this country, Now somebody get for foot them bill. Anytime another first lady invite me for Gona in country, now in they buy me tickets. Now in they buy me PA in ticket, he buy me security then ticket, he buy me media people in ticket, now then can buy them ticket. So when then they come to me, the same thing applies. I buy them tickets. And when they come, now me they host them, now me call them in my country, I get for pay them hotel bill. So just in case, if you don't know, now that one day, I had over 32 guests within the sub-region wey come for the Hands Off Our Girls campaign, wey come for can launch am for me. And they all be supposed for fly can na Sierra Leone. They know they waka. Not to say that they just come out in the room, they waka go, they reach na Sierra Leone. Now plane get for bring the car. So I have to pay their airfare. And when you come up and down one day, when they reach na your country, now you get for feed them. Now you get for put them in a hotel. Who that they do that one day? Who say visa they pull up? Now the state get for pay for them.
I've always been a crazy girl.
Why is Marabio not seizing the houses of Fatima Bio in Gambia that was reported by the OCCRP? You want to seize houses? You want to prove to us that the law is equitable and just? Where did your wife get millions of dollars to buy houses in Gambia? So I pull the money. Look at the map, timeline of activities by OCCRP. See? See? Look at all of that. How they buy the host them between Salon and Gambia. Look at all the houses right here. See all the houses? Where she bought the houses. You see them? Her and her family. If Julius Maada wants to seize a house, come on, man. These are the houses of Fatima Bio. October 2020. Look at this one. Fatima Bio's half-brother, Yusufa Dabo, buys a $230,000 villa in Brufut Heights, later renovating and enlarging it. Yusufu Dabo pays tax for the purchase of an unidentified property worth almost $75,000. Look at all of these houses. 2022 May. Julius Maada, go seize these houses, then people would know that you're serious. Go to Gambia, post on all of these properties, all on their gates, Asset Management Office of the President. Seize them. Then Honorable Kemosi says seizure will make sense, and then we'll see you go after all the opposition, take the houses, take everybody's house. Take them by their houses. People are not stupid. This is social media. We have the tools. Look at what I'm doing right now. I have the tools. This is my office space. In my home. I'm not even in Sierra Leone. We have the tools to track. 2022 May. Huh? 2023. Look at the other house. Fatima Bio buys a 2-bedroom apartment for $85,000 located in Forest View, an upscale estate in the popular tourist district of Senegambia. Look at them. Same March 2023. Fatima Bio buys a villa in Bihilo for $82,000. Look at it right here. August 2023. Fatima Bio's half-brother Abdul Mois Dabo acquires the rights to a plot of land in Kutu on which he is building a hotel. Come on, man. Why are you guys so stupid? You're putting yourself, exposing your nyash, because that's how Nigerians say. You're exposing your butt to the public. February 2024, Fatima Bio buys a 4-story apartment building next to the Chinese embassy in Bihilo for approximately $148,000. And you're seizing Honorable Kemosi's house? February 2024, Fatima Bio buys $44,000 villa in Bihilo. May 2024, Abdul Mois Dabo buys a $500,000 penthouse in a luxury coastal estate, Fayara waterfront. What the fuck is wrong with these guys? You're committing all of these atrocious crimes and you're going after people like Honorable Ibrahim Kemosi because he's speaking up against your government? Want to go seize one house? Look at the houses of Fatima Bio, your wife, Julius Maada Bio. What a shame. This is freaking disgusting, man. In September 2024, Abdul Moise Dabo buys a 2-bedroom apartment for $150,000 located in Koliko, in Kololi Sands, a luxury coastal estate. Look at all the report. Look at it right here, synchronized. Julius Maada Bio, you want to seize houses? Go seize Fatima Bio's houses. It is the money of the people of Sierra Leone. You chasing Honorable Kemosise? For what? For what? You guys, if you want to read this, go on OCCRP. Just go to Google and type OCCRP and you can read this publication. See the houses? These are the homes Fatima Bio bought in the Beverly Hills of Gambia. Upon entering Gambia's Brufut Heights, an exclusive neighborhood on the Atlantic coast lined with the villas of diplomats and businessmen, one structure stands out above the rest. Behind a high concrete wall, the glazed white villa supports a wraparound terrace overlooking a pool and beyond the ocean. Nearby, a second white villa built on a modernist style is almost hidden from public view by its exterior wall and the surrounding jungle. The building is layered into multiple terraces with an L-shaped pool, additional guest house, and spacious garden. This is the house of Fatima Bio. Maada Bio, you want to seize houses? Go seize this. Go seize this. Then it would be okay for you to seize Honorable Kemosise. But for us now, as long as we know Honorable Kemosise is just being targeted by the machinery. That is all we know. And this is Yusuf Dabo, Fatima Bio's half-brother. That is his post that they're tracking. December 2015, I thank Allah for blessing us with a sister who is a role model to us all. Love of family, not only a sister, but a true friend and an inspirer to me and many others. This is them justifying the relationship between Yusuf Dabo and Fatima Bio. And then Fatima Bio commented, "You're my baby brother and a very special one at that." So they're establishing the connection. So, Maada Bio, you're exposing yourself, you're exposing the SLPP people that have built houses over the years, since 2018 to date, buying houses in America, in the United Kingdom, in France, in Italy, across the world, in Europe. You're exposing these people. And this is why it's so important that we take over the APC party. It is so important that we support people like Alfred Peter Conte, with the hope that Alfred Peter Conte is going to stand with us to ensure that the APC comes to power and we do what's right. Reclaim all of the stolen wealth across the globe. Everything that is marked with Sierra Leone should be investigated. If I have the power, that's what I'll do. We're going to focus on building and developing our country for sure, but we're going to go across the world. Every real estate that has Sierra Leone marked on it smells Sierra Leone. When we know the earning capacities of the people that are in the diaspora, people know what I can afford. Now it's obvious. People know what I can afford. If my circumstances change, people would know what you can afford. And we see all of these houses. They're establishing the connection between these people. We are going to claim every property looted across the world if the APC has the right leadership. This executive that we have that won an election, and they say we won, but we want to move on. This is the reality of what is actually happening, and this is the point we're trying to make. And we want you guys to understand that we are not going to forget about these things. One day, the people should have their country back. They should have all of the stolen wealth given back to them. It should happen. It should happen. Look at this. Why would you expose yourself to stuff like this? Look at all the relationship. Exposed in everything. Why would Julius Maada Bio not just continue to loot for as long as he is in power, if that's what he wants to do, but stay away from people like Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, because the people of Sierra Leone and the world knows is being targeted with surgical precision because he's outspoken. Because he has called you a coupist. He did not lie when he said you're a coupist. It did not make up anything. You are a coupist. You are a coupist.
The Maada be on a 18 million.
Maada be on a criminal.
Maada be on a criminal.
Maada be on a coupist.
Maada be on a coupist.
Hey.
You know they play.
Maada be on commit school.
Maada be on commit school.
Maada be on a 50 million.
The Maada be on a 18 million. Na killer. They don't kill na Kenny. 91. Poloko ya. Prison. Tonko. Prison. Na killer. Therefore, Alaji Ibrahim Kemosi said, you know thief man, you know murderer, you know coupist, you know pray for Amo. Wallahi, you would have been lamb. You know what thing ever happen? This election will come.
Either he lost election,
or we win.
candidate for APC.
The one way God don't choose